All right, my friends, welcome back to Frog Boy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today I kind of want to discuss a comment that I got today. Well, 13 hours ago. So, Mr. Prangini or what? Pragini, I don't know how to say that. 1993 says, "Does spending so much money and impulse buying new hardware whenever you come across an issue even makes sense considering how small your channel is?" Well, let's talk about this for a minute, because like I said, I do spend a fairly good amount of money on the channel. As you guys know, if you've been here for a while, I do spend money. Like today, I legitimately just bought this new AIO, this mag Coral Liquid i360. It's a 360 millimeter. It's got the, the 3-fan design, because right now I'm running a 240. I've got the another MSI one, and that's been good. Like it's worked great for over 2 years, but I'm noticing my CPU running, like up to 80C or whatever while under load. Usually it's in the 70s, but now it's up to, it's hitting like the 80s or whatever. So I'm thinking, let's see if a 3 fan will be better than a 2 fan. So I'm just curious. So yeah, I paid like $140 for it. Obviously that should get the job done. Guys, I don't buy like a whole bunch of like the super expensive stuff when it comes to like the board and all the other stuff. I would say it's pretty. I don't know. Isn't the B650 like a pretty much like the lower rung of what you can get? Well, I'm not bottom of the barrel, but it's definitely like the mid or something, a couple $100 for a board, $130 for an AIO. You get like to 130. Well, I think the PSU was like 170 or something for 1,000 watt PSU. Obviously, I mean, like, PC gaming is, a little bit costly. And if you're out there just buying stuff off the shelf, I mean, my options are what? Newegg, Amazon, or Best Buy. I don't got a Micro Center next to me, so I have to pretty much get what I can get most of the time. This I ordered off of Amazon. Normally I would just go to Best Buy and pick them up, but I just figured, what? I got a mag board. Let me just order a mag freaking AIO, because if this whole mag thing, let's put it this way, if the whole MSI thing doesn't work out for me, my next freaking choice is going to be the Gigabyte Aorus. I'm going to get the Aorus board. I'm going to get the Aorus AIO, because I already got an Aorus GPU, and we'll try that. Or maybe we'll try Asus or something. I'm not super picky when it comes to my PC stuff, and like here's the thing. I bought the mag, the B550, first on the AM4 platform, and I used that, and I had no issues with that whatsoever. Zero issues. It was a great board. Worked perfectly. I had that, when I first built that AM4 platform. And so I was like, what? I'm just going to stick with MSI. I like the mag design, so whatever, I'll do that. So I bought, the mag B650. I legitimately went in there and bought that just because I had already been using mag. And at that point I was like, well, maybe I just, keep using my same hard drive. I didn't re-download Windows at that time. I was just like, I didn't want to do it. But now, I've gotten accustomed to just reinstalling Windows. Like at this point, it doesn't even matter. It's so quick to reinstall Windows nowadays that it just doesn't even matter. Like, I could just throw it in there. All my stuff is saved. I have, what is it? That freaking Microsoft OneDrive or whatever. So it just reinstalls all the stuff. But then I still have to go in there and reinstall stuff, but I don't know, guys. I don't know if it makes sense to buy stuff for this channel. I don't. So I don't buy a lot of stuff for the channel. I buy a lot of stuff for me. Look at it this way. Instead of like questioning like what I spend on the channel, just know that I was on console for like 37, 38 years. And I do run a channel now, and I'm trying to I'm trying to gain knowledge rapidly, but at the same time, I'm not necessarily trying to become like a super know-it-all tech, like a super know-it-all tech channel that just reviews multiple stuff. I just want to be able to use certain items and keep using them, and maybe like do other things, like around those items, like, installing like a new AIO to see how that's going to work and stuff. But yeah, I guess you could say I'm overindulging because I've missed out so much on the PC stuff. So I think that's kind of more of it, man. I don't necessarily think it's me out there just trying to waste money to try to pay my way to subscribers or any kind of thing like that. It's just, I want to try this stuff. I want to see for myself. I want to know. That's just always kind of been my thing. I mean, I could sit and jump on other people's channels and watch it and look for their recommendations and stuff, but why not just, get on the store site and look around and see something, and I'm like, ooh, that kind of catches my eye. Maybe I'll buy that. And that's just kind of the way I've been. And trust me, there's no rhyme or reason to any of the stuff in PC that I buy. I buy, what stands out to me and stuff that I'm like, okay, yeah, I want to try that. I'm actually really considering, doing like a 7950X 3D. I'm actually considering that because I do kind of want my main platform to have more cores, to be a little bit faster, stuff like that. I don't even know. I feel like right now my PCs, both of my builds, are more than sufficient for gaming. I mean, yeah, at this point, if you would have asked me this like 6 months ago, like not being able to, or when I was, kind of not using upscalers and stuff, I'd have been like, ooh, I don't know, maybe I need more power. But being able to like flip on like FSR or DLSS and start playing a game and just letting my eyes adjust to the games now, and just play the games, like I'm not really struggling with that anymore. Like I'm not dissatisfied with either one of these builds. I can throw on either one of them and I can just play a video game and have some fun. So I'm at a point right now, I would say PC discovery. Like I am in a way, I am, just trying to gain as much knowledge as fast as I can through personal experience. And yeah, that does get rough sometimes because you go into things blind, you come out, with an experience. I make a video. That's the only reason I can generate the kind of content that I can generate is because I do 100% like base this off of personal experience, and so that gives me a different type of that gives me a different type of perspective. It gives me a different kind of perspective for what kind of content to create and how to kind of, how to make things. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I could sit here all day and just pump out the same kind of content that everybody else pumps out. Just get on there and do news stories and all of that. And those are fine. Like they definitely bring in the growth, but I don't know, man. Like this is feeling a little bit more personal, man. A little bit more real, like down to earth. And I try to, conversate with people and I mean, I try to be, as good with the community as possible. So I don't know, like I've never looked at this as, obviously I could sit and curate my content and cut out all the flaws and all of that stuff. I have really good editing software and I'm getting very good at being able to use that. So I mean, like there's sometimes that I do, like I'll do like some videos and like when I'm like snorting or something, sometimes I'll cut those out. I'll have like gameplay or something, and I'll cut that out. It just depends on if I don't want to lose that content, then I'll put that in there. But for the most part, guys, I don't think that I mean, like I could see somebody being worried if I was out there buying the latest and greatest of everything, like all the time, and like, maxing out all my credit cards and putting myself in like extreme freaking financial ruin territory or something like that. But I try to be pretty I try to be pretty sensible. If I do use the credit cards, I usually try to pay those items off before I buy any more. You know, and you know, I try to keep my purchases, you know, within a certain range for the year. Obviously, I didn't have to pay for the AMD GPUs, so I bought the 4K monitor, which has been fabulous, which has absolutely been incredible. I've just been able, because of the channel and because of the support that you guys have given me, it's really helped the channel grow enough to where investing in the channel and to where buying this stuff, you know, it kind of evens itself out a little bit. Like, I get to experience stuff and I get to gain knowledge and I get to, you know, better my skills and enhance my experience, while at the same time bringing you content, which is growing the channel, which is making the platform a better place, you know, and it's kind of cool. Like, it's kind of a win-win, my friends. I get to experience more and I get to justify, you know, buying some of that stuff. You know, not to an extent, like, I mean, my channel's not big enough to go out there and spend like thousands of dollars on brand new PC builds like every other week or something to review. Definitely not. Like, the stuff that I buy, I have to use, I have to, you know, be able to make content with it and stuff. So yeah, I mean, it is kind of calculated to a point, but look at some of the stuff I bought, man. It's just like, dang, I want to try a ROG Ally. So I go and buy a ROG Ally. You know what I mean? I'm like, dang, a PS5 Pro. I want a PS5 Pro for backup. You know, some of the stuff that I'm able to buy is, you know, some of it's dependent on the channel, but not all of it. Some of it I'm just buying because I'm like, dang, I really want to have that and I want to try that. So yeah, ultra wide monitor, both LG, both OLED. Freak, I love OLED. It's incredible. So yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like, you know, not necessarily being trapped to a console. It's just when you're on a console, for as long as I am, you know, as long as I was, and just doing the console thing and just getting by, basically. Let's just put it this way. Like, my gaming experience is so much better now because of going PC and, you know, experiencing all these other different things, that I know there's other guys out there my age that are sitting on their PS5 or their Series X thinking, man, I just want my 4K 60 or something. And, you know, in a way, I think we're there. I think that, you know, even just either of these two builds that I got, I think most people my age, you know, with similar circumstances, you know, being able to actually go out and buy something without it freaking breaking the bank, I think that they would be happier this way. I do. But I also think that, you know, there's frustrations that come along with PC gaming that they can put people off a little bit. But I'm still 100% committed to PC gaming, even after any of the stupid things that happen. Like, it happens. I think that most people in my position that aren't making content would easily be able to pack up their PC, take it to a pro and have them fix it, and they would be fine, you know, because most of the time it is going to be a software issue. Very rarely do you have hardware issues. So I don't know, guys. Yeah, that was an interesting comment today. You know, that was an interesting comment, and I thought about that, because sometimes I do feel like I'm buying more stuff, you know, than any person would need. But then I feel like I'm like, gosh, I just want to try this. Like, I see it, you know, and I'm like, I want to try that. I want to see. You know, a lot of people are telling me, oh man, you got to have a 4K monitor to truly experience PC gaming at 4K. And I was like, okay, let's try it. Let's try it. And you know, they were right. The LG C2 versus the LG 32-inch 4K OLED. Yeah, there's definitely a difference. The higher pixel density makes a better difference. So I'm like, dang, that's pretty good. So, all right, my friends, if you guys like this content, do not forget to like and subscribe. If you found this entertaining or interesting, hit that like button. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.